and everyone else, welcome. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their trade in the market. Want to just do a quick audio check. Can everyone hear me loud and clear? Just give me a chat back, please. Tom, good to see you. Fred, good to see you. Greg, Al, good. Well, hopefully we don't have nobody here locked in from Florida. Our prayers to everyone. Want to hope everyone down there is safe. I know MTI is down there, so hopefully you guys are doing pretty good down there. Something you want to kid around with when it comes to it. I actually went through a major hurricane here in New York with Hurricane Sandy, so hope everyone is going to be safe down there, and you know, and just want to kind of just start off and talk with that. In the meantime, guys, once again, like Renee just mentioned, my name is Fausto Pugliese, president, founder of CyberTrade University, and I am going to talk specifically how to think like a smart, like smart money, where most people make big mistakes by going into trading and not know exactly how to get in and out of these positions. Now, before I get started, guys, I want to get to know a little bit of what kind of trader is everyone here. Now, if everybody could just give me a quick chat back and let me know, are you a stock trader, a day trader, a swing trader, a forex trader? Just want to kind of get to know a little bit about everyone here. Before you do some swing trading, okay. Juan, you do some swing, forex, Tony, okay, good. Al does some options and swing, day trading futures, forex options. Tommy does some forex day trading options. Don does stocks and forex, good. Tom does swing mostly. All right. Well, so it looks like we have a lot of swing traders, so that's good. So now I know a little bit about what to kind of cover a little bit more. Always like to cover a little bit, a lot, what most people are asking, what they're doing. I just want to clarify something a little bit about myself. I am an actual day trader, and I do swing trading. Now, the thing that I want you guys to understand that if you want to be a good swing trader, an options trader, you know, I know some of you doing some forex here. You have to understand how day trading works first. Listen to me carefully. It's the movement of the stock over the course of the day which will predict what the stock will do in the future. That's an overnight position. That is an options trade position. So you have to understand that first. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to show you some stocks. I'm going to talk about some key things that are going to help you to perfect your trading. So when you're in a position, or you want to know why does the thing keep going down, and why you're being too over analytical, well, a lot where I'm going to cover is going to show you that. Now, let me just change the slide here. And just tell you a little bit about myself, guys, and things we're going to be learning. I'm going to talk about how we identify most profitable stocks that we've traded. We're going to talk about how we find the probability of entry and exits, how we find the smart money using the right tools in trading, mastering order flow by using time and sales, and the best winners we had in this past week. So I'm not going to go back and talk about, oh, look what we trade in, you know, stocks that we looked at 2016 and 15. I'm going to go right to the point and show you the opportunities that you have out there. Now, like I mentioned, and Renee mentioned earlier, I've been trading for over 20 years, and I love what I do. Now, I want you guys to understand something. I was you over 20 years ago. And the reason why I teach is, first of all, I love teaching. It's, you know, and I just meet so many people that fail in trading. And the reason for that is I don't want people to do what I did. I was one of those self-taught individuals. Maybe some of you are self-taught, and some of you are probably seeing, like, what am I doing wrong? It's a very simple answer. Who really taught you? Okay, you got to look yourself in the mirror. So if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Okay, no disrespect, but the thing is, you wouldn't want someone to do brain surgery on your loved ones that never went to med school. Well, and you wouldn't give your money to a someone to handle your finance that never learned finance. But we all know we can do it. you see the potential what you could make in the market. Well, let's just do it the right way. So I live here in New York. I was trained by the best traders in the world, and the thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, what I learned on the first day in the job, I should have never made my first trade. And hopefully I'm going to teach you today the same exact thing I was taught over 20 years ago. Now, I traveled around the world. I've competed against the best schools in the industry. One thing I do, ladies and gentlemen, is I do run a professional trading room. And at the end of this presentation, if you guys want to come and join me and see what it's like, what we trade on a daily basis, you're more than happy to do so. Couple of questions coming across here. Roger from California, good to see you. Steve says, my wife wants to know, well, Steve, you know, I make a lot of money in trading, okay, actually more than what you even think of or expect. But the thing is this, you know, when it comes to Steve, and this goes to everyone else, when it comes to trading, this, there is a sweet spot, what you can make and what you can't make, and we're going to talk about that. So if she's listening in, I'll cover that. I want to introduce my family. I always like to do this because I want you all to understand that when it comes to trading, trading is the best job in the world. And my dad always taught me, and he said, son, if you want to be rich, okay, you got to get into the business where you see people that are rich. And living in New York, my father was an immigrant who came here from Italy, and he worked very, very hard. He worked probably 12 hours a day, and unfortunately, back then, for some of you remember, the only day he really could spend with me is going to church on Sundays. And he said, you know, and he was trying to give a better life for his children. But he told me, son, he said, son, I want you to get a good education. I want you to go out there, and I want you to find out what makes you happy, because whatever you do, you want to have the freedom to spend as much time with you can with your family. And I did. I found that. That calling was being a trader. And, you know, and if anyone here knows anything about trading, we know you make a lot of money in trading. And everybody wants to learn how to do it, but nobody does it the right way. And that's why what I want to show you is how to do it the right way. So you got to know, but to do it, you have to learn from the people that are best in the business. And that's what I'm basically going to show you. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the big failure rates. Now, I'm not a negative person. I am more of a reality person. And everyone wants to hear about the glory days, but nobody wants to talk about the miserable days and why people lose. So I'm going to start out talking to you guys and educating you about why do people lose money in trading. Well, the first thing they do is they open an account with the wrong brokerage firm. And the thing is this, everybody wants to get sold, and they look at these trading accounts and they're like, oh, look at this brokerage firm. He's got free tickets. This guy's giving me a $600 Visa card. This one's giving me free software. You know, I have a question for everyone. Does anyone here work for free? Anybody here work for free? Oh no, Roger, you don't work for free? Really? Okay. Vaughn doesn't work for free. So let's try to figure this one out. Why would a brokerage firm give you so much free stuff? How do they make money? How do they make money, guys? Think about it. Because they trade against you. Fees? Well, there is no fees because they said it's for free. They take your losses, Tom. Well, that's right. And Tom, you're absolutely right. They do trade against you. Sometimes what they're doing is taking the bet because they know 80% of the people lose money in trading, right? So the thing is this. Why would you want to trade with somebody that's trading against you? So that's basically what we want to talk about, because nobody knows the difference between an online broker and a direct access. Listen, the only thing is free is the cheese and the mouse trap. And we all know what happened to the mouse, all right? So we don't want to get involved with that. So the thing is this, ladies and gentlemen, before you move forward and start worrying about what kind of brokerage firm I should open an account with, first you need to go out there and learn the business, okay? Now, if you notice, there were a bunch of you here when I asked what kind of trader you are. A lot of you said you were swing traders, forex traders, options traders. Well, every single one of you are a case-by-case basis. And the reason why MTI is hosting this event and having me here is because I'm an expert when it comes to day trading. That's what I am. I'm one of the original Souls Bandits that started back in the early 90s. And when it comes to that, ladies and gentlemen, of being a Souls Bandit, actually it's one of the original day traders, you have to, I sampled everything, and for everyone here, you should trade, you should learn a little bit from everyone. And then you make a choice what fits within your personality, your style, and and then go from there. So that's why I'm very appreciative that everybody's here, because now at least you get a good understanding what trading is all about. Now, regarding about all the markets, listen, they all trade exactly the same. There's a lot of psychology that comes along with it. There's also a lot of discipline that comes along with it. We pretty much, trading is about 70% the same if you trade any market. The only difference is about 30%, which means you're just trading a different market. But the psychology part of it, the active trading part of it, the money management part of it, it's all the same. It's all the same. Now, how do we know what stocks is the right stock to trade? Now, let me ask everyone here, how do you guys find your stocks? Can anybody tell me? I'm just curious. How do you get into, how do you know what to trade or what to trade or when to trade? How do you guys figure that out? I'm just curious. Get your feedback. Do you do what this guy does? He throws a dart against the wall on the Wall Street Journal and figures it out from there? Okay, Al does some charts. Don does some technical analysis. Tom does have a strategy. What is that strategy? Tony does scanner, recommendations. You see, Tom, that's another good question. Recommendations. Tom, do you want recommendations or do you want to figure it out on your own? I always have an issue with people that want other people to tell them what's going up and going down. You don't want that. You want to be able to figure it out on your own, because that person is not always right, and also why they're telling you should be able to know why they're recommending it. So let's talk about how do I find stocks. Let me tell you what I do. I am in the business to make money, just like you. And the only way to make money is you have to find, stocks that have volatility in it. And one of the better places where to look is in the big percentage gainers and losers. Now, I just want everyone to understand, I don't care what I trade, okay? Meaning I have no allegiance, or, I have no, what's out of the word, no responsibility regarding about trading any stock out there. I mean, for example, Twitter, okay? Do you think I care that the owner of Twitter is not going to be for sale now? You think I care that that Twitter right now is down $5, when it had a big rally up? It was a great short today. Does that make me, yeah, exactly, there you go, Tim, no loyalty to any stock. Does that make me a bad person? No, that makes me a smart person, okay? Because why are we trading the market? To make money. And you can make money going short, just like you can make money going long. See, what I look for and what I teach my students, and then what everyone's going to see tomorrow when you come and join me in my trading room, for the ones that want to come, we're just trading things that have good volatility, good movement in the market, good action in it, because we're just trying to make a day's pay. That's it. Where we found it, why it's down, how it doesn't really matter. Like, for example, what's the big news that's going on right now other than the elections? The hurricane. Now, unfortunately, a catastrophe like a hurricane, will be an opportunity in the stock market. Anyone have any idea how we could profit from this hurricane? Anybody have an idea? How can we profit from the hurricane? I don't know if did you ever think about it? Well, that's right, Tony. A lot of people are going to need supplies, right? Construction companies are probably going to boom in that area if there's any public ones. Short the insurance companies, right? Because well, I don't know about that. The insurance companies, it didn't work too well during Hurricane Sandy. But like buy Home Depot, Generac. Those stocks did really well back then. I'm not saying to buy them. I'm not making recommendations. I'm just telling you that there's always opportunities, unfortunately, with a catastrophe where to make money. Airlines might not be able to fly down there for a while, so they might take a hit. Oil is probably going to be up, whatever it may be. So there are always opportunities out there. So, and that's what you have to look at when it comes to trading. Now, as a trader, day traders only work part-time. Now, most of the time we usually work is early in the mornings, okay? We trade within the first hour of the open and the last hour of the close. So this is why a lot of people like the trading aspect of it, is because there is realistically a very small window where to make money and where to lose money, and it's mainly in the middle of the day if you're a swing trader, and when you're a day trader, it's usually within the first hour and the last hour. You need that volatility, all right? By the way, does anyone here trade in pre-market? Anyone do pre-market trading? No, nobody here does? It's actually one of the most important trading that we do here at Cyber Trading University. And if you guys never seen it, tomorrow morning we open up our trading room at 8:30. You could see some stocks that we'll be trading in pre-market. So that will be pretty fun. So if any of you guys ever did that before, we'll show it to you. Don't know what it is, Derek. Well, Derek, what? Derek, you heard of after-hours trading and pre-market. This is where, a lot of the orders are starting to kick in before they actually start trading in the market hours. So kind of give you a little head start of what's happening before it actually hits the market. Steve says he trades pre-market and futures. Great, great. And you probably, I don't need to convince you, Steve, but you probably know the opportunities you have in there when it comes into having access of those markets at those times. Gives you that leverage. Another big mistake I want to point out is a lot of people go out there and they get these execution systems, and MTI will be able to tell you the same, and we trade very similar, just a different market. But everyone gets all these bells and whistles. Do you guys realize that 70 to 80% of the stuff that you have on your execution system, you don't even need it? It's overkill. You don't need all these seekers and indicators. There's a thing that we preach at Cyber Trading University. It's called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. That's all you got to look at. So, but there's windows out there that you're probably not even utilizing that will give you a better sense of direction where the stock is going, like keeping your charts more of an intraday chart, following level 2 and level 3 quotes, following the dominating market makers, what they're buying and selling. All that data is available to you. I'm going to try to cover them and show you what they are. Like, for example, does anyone here know how to read level 2 quotes? Anybody here know how to read level 2? Nobody here knows how to read level 2. You don't have it. Okay. So basically, let me just get my crayon out here. Just give me a second. The right color. Okay. So these are the buyers, and these are the sellers. That's your bid. That's your ask. 1 is the 4-letter abbreviation of the brokerage firm. Column 2 is the price that he wants to buy it for, and column 3 is the amount of shares they want to buy. On the sell side, those are people who want to sell it, the price they want to sell it for, and the amount of shares they want to sell. Whoever wants to sell their shares for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. Now, the problem with level 2, it doesn't show you all the data, okay? So, question for everyone, and this applies for everybody. What drives stock prices? What makes them go up and go down? No, Tim, they're just not market makers. They're also ECNs. By the way, there are over 100 people in here. Every single one of you should be able to answer this question. If you can't just answer the question, please just log out. I'm just being honest. It is the most important question. If you can't answer this, all right. Thank you very much. Looks like everyone's starting answering. Good, good, good. Supply and demand, right? Can everyone just write S&D if you didn't type in there, just to know if I know you're alive? Just want to make sure. Guys, because the reason why I care so much is because I hate seeing people lose money. If you don't talk, you're not going to learn. Supply and demand. All right. So, you ready for the $1 million question? All right. Why people lose money in the market? Well, you're going to answer your own question. When you're in a position, now think about this for a second. Do you see the supply and demand? Do you see where the buyers are and where the sellers are? Do you see those big block orders, the 50,000, 100,000 share buyers and sellers? Do you see where those institutions are? Al says no. Derek says no. Anyone else? Mika says no. Sometimes one, I don't know what that means. That's like saying you're a little pregnant. It's a yes or no answer. Mohammed, the dark pool is no. Dark pool is not high frequency trading. That's orders in between. That's market makers selling you the stocks they have in inventory. Yes, you can. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that right now. So basically, level 3 is what we call high frequency trading. Basically, this is where you're going to see all the orders. You get to see all the buyers and all the sellers. See, level 2 is only showing you the best bid and best offer. It's not showing you all the bids and all the offers. And that's the power of level 3, which is where you get to see something that we call here at Cyber Trading University iceberg orders. Okay? Now let me kind of educate you a little bit now. So listen carefully, because now you're going to understand how these things go up and go down. Okay? So I want you to follow my little red spotlight. Does everybody see this little guy? Okay. Here's the morning hours from 9:30 to 11. The stock goes from $15.10 all the way up to about $16, comes right down to $15.60, goes all the way back to $16, goes back down to $15.70, and now it's at $16. Now, guys, looking at the chart, and girls, what do you think the price of the stock's going to do? Go up or go down? What do you think? Now, most of you are saying it's going to go down. Why do you say it's going to go down? Some of you are saying it's going to go up, but why it's going to go down? The trend? Well, just remember, this is the past. It's not indicative of the future, right? But if you really think it's going to go down, you need confirmation. You see, what makes stocks go up and down is supply and demand. Now look over here on the right. Right here on the right, this is called a matrix on the TradeStation platform. If you look right here at $16, there's a 12,000 share seller out there. So from $15.88, you got 2,000 shares, 700, 600. But it's so ironic that when you get to that 16, it's a 12,000 share seller. Maybe that's why the stock is having a tough time breaking $16. Now you think about this for a second, guys. When you do your trades, do you see those big block orders like 12,000 shares out there? Not at all, right? Here's another one. Here's another example. Look at this stock right here. It starts right at 9:30 in the morning, goes from $16.70 all the way up to about $17.60, hits a resistance and goes down. Why did it have a tough time breaking $17.60? Because if you look over here on the sell sides, you got 800. Hold on, let me get my pointer out here. You got 800, 700, 1,200, but when you get to that 16, hold on, this probably help a little bit more. When you get right here and you look at that, that probably would explain why that is a resistance levels, because you have close to 27,000 share sellers out there. No wonder why the stock had a tough time breaking it. Someone's got to get through that 27,000 share seller. So you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, I was a trader 20 years ago, okay? And, and I trade every day. But when I started, and when my mentor showed me this, and we used to trade off something called Instinet, which is very similar. This is the ECN book. And I'm like, wow, that data is available to you? And I'm like, they're like, yeah. And all I kept on saying, how in the world, why would anyone trade without knowing to see this data, right? And guess what? You know why most people refuse to look at this data? Take a guess. Why do you think people refuse to look at this data? Think about it. Derek says, I wish I had it. Yeah, but why would people not want to know this data? Tom says they don't know how to interpret it. They're afraid of the truth. Well, you know what? I kind of like this one. Todd has the right answer. It costs money. It costs money. Remember what I told you earlier. The only thing that's free is a cheese and a mouse trap. Okay, we know what happened in the mouse. But if you're out there, you want to learn how to make the 100,000, the $250,000. You're like, how do these people make that much money? What am I doing wrong? I can't even break even. Because you have to spend money for the right data. It's like saying, that's like saying, I want to drive a car, but where do I get a free car from? I'm using public transportation. It costs me $2.50 to take the bus. I heard about driving a car. It's better than taking the bus. But when people start realizing, oh, but you want to drive your own car? Well, it's not even the license. You got to buy the car. You got to pay insurance. You got to put gas in it. It's pretty damn expensive to drive a car when you really think about it. It's so much cost effective to take public transportation. But you don't see any people surrendering their driver's license anytime soon. We know the advantage of driving a car. But that's the difference between online brokers and direct access. And then that's the difference between spending a little money and having the right data than not having no data at all. Juan, I don't trade the Forex. I only trade the stock market. But if you check MTI, they'll be able to help answer that for you. All right. So anyone learn anything so far? Any questions about the high-frequency trades? Well, you're more than welcome. Abdul's learning a lot. So, this is the other thing I want to comment right here, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're looking at a PowerPoint, right? And this just looks too damn simple, too easy. All right? It's just like, well, this sounds. Why is nobody doing this? Well, guess what? I'm assuming that everybody wants to see this live, right? Wouldn't it be great to put Fausto's money put his money where his mouth is? Wouldn't you want to see this live and say, okay, you got me, Fausto, I'm sold, okay? Now I want to see it in the real market conditions. Well, guess what? Tomorrow morning you could join me, and I'll show you live in the market how this really does work. By the way, can anyone come and join me tomorrow morning and see it live actually happening? Or next week? Peter says most definitely. Derek says yes, sure. Okay, good. Because you know what? Listen, I know a lot of you have seen other speakers. You probably watch a lot of YouTube channels, and you probably see presenter at the presenter, and you know what? They sound so great and so intelligent, but at the end of the day, did they really show you it really work in the real market? Did they actually do the trade? Well, you're going to see that tomorrow, okay? All right, so now that you guys understand about what we covered so far about finding stocks, platforms, brokerage firms, timing during the day, and now high-frequency trades, now I just want you all to understand something very, very important. The way things go up and go down is due to following the money. That's all you have to do, and that data is available for you. Question. I don't know your name, but well, for the question is, what does level 3, the level 3 screen mean? Well, there are 3 different levels. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 is the best bid and best offer. Level 2 is what we just saw earlier, which is showing you the brokerage firms and ECNs, their best bid and best offer. Level 3 is showing you all their orders at all the different prices. So just because I'm a buyer of, Apple at 113 and 89 cents for 100 shares, I might be a 10,000 share buyer at $113.70. You're not going to see that in level 1 and level 2 quotes. Okay? Big, big difference. You're not just seeing the data, you're seeing all the data. And whoever can see the data, wins. Another question, Jose is asking me, who's the best brokers to work with? I can't answer that question, and out of all respect, every one of you are different here. But if you want to know what brokerage firm will be more suitable for you, what I recommend you to do is call our office, talk to one of our education advisors. They'll get to know a little bit about what kind of trader you are, and then they'll go from there. That's like asking me, hey, Doc, I got a fever. Could you subscribe me some antibiotics? It could be 1,000 different things. And in trading, you might do a little bit of a Forex and options. Maybe you just strictly do stocks. They're better brokerage firms for better, depending on how diversified you are in your trading. Well, yes, this is the order flow that we're talking about. Right, correct. These are the order flow that we're looking at. All right, now, regarding about seeing the high-frequency trades, now the next question people kind of ask, and they say, well, how do we know these orders are real? Meaning, how do we know they're not just people placing orders out there and canceling them? Well, that's where time and sales comes in. I don't know how many of you here use time and sales, but the time and sales window is the confirmation of a transaction that took place. So, here at CyberTrade University, when we trade and we see these orders out there, we'll see them get executed due to the time and sales window. That gives us, and we even have them segregating colors in red and green, knowing if their trade's going off on the bid or if trades are going off on the ask, and that's where that comes in. And regarding about, people hiding their orders, I mean, this is where you're going to see all that data from. Carlin, question is, for day trading, what's the minimum amount you should have in your account? Listen, you don't need a lot of money. All right, I'll give you. There are a lot of stocks that made some big moves. You don't need a lot of money to trade. And you know what? I'll bring up one right now. Okay, did you guys heard about this stock right here? AUPH. It's a pharmaceutical stock today. Anybody see this stock really quick right here? Here's a stock this morning, right at in the pre-market, went from $4.20, it went up to $4.80, and right around 9:30, even up to 11, it ran all the way to $5.50. Okay, you do the math. Did you need a lot of money to trade that stock? And not only has it been a good day trade, but look what happened over the course of a swing trade. This stock just a couple of days ago was $2.40. In less than a week, it's already up almost 300%. That is day trading, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to know how much money you need, you don't need a lot at all. That's a misconception. All right, does that answer your question? All right. So stocks that we've traded, you're more than welcome. Now, let's talk about, regarding about money-wise and what you need. Well, listen, there are a lot of big winners out there, and we let people know in our Twitter account, to look at these stocks. And one thing you'll learn a little bit about us, I want you guys to understand something. If you're looking for someone to tell you what to buy and sell, then CyberTrade University is not for you. We don't tell you what to buy and sell. Okay, we teach you how to find it on your own, and that's what you want. Okay, and first of all, it's illegal to do that. I don't know if you guys know that. It's unless you're a registered rep, you can't tell people what to buy and sell. But and on top of that, it's not what you want. But what we do is we'll tell people what's moving in the market, where the activity is, and our students that we've trained, they're trading together, working together like a team. You see, I'm one man. I can't, I can only do so much, but I'm like your parent. I can't be there every day for you. You got to learn how to figure it out on your own, and that's what we do at Cyber Trading University. But look at the stocks that we traded just recently. ARRY. Anybody saw this stock? At 9 o'clock this morning, the stock was at $4. At the end of the day, it went to almost $7. I mean, what's wrong with that? Did you need a lot of money to trade that stock? RGSE. There's another one that we've traded. In one day, this stock went from $2.50 up to $7, up to almost $8 a share. Okay, these are students that we trained. These are some of the quotes that they've put in our trading room. I mean, did you need a lot of money to trade that? Now, some of you are probably asking me, well, what does the company do? And why is it up? Who cares? Who cares? If you can make $1 a day on 1,000 shares, you do that every day for a whole year, you're talking $250,000. Well, Juan, I just mentioned that earlier. Where do we find these stocks? Well, we find them in several different places. But if you want to watch them and see how we find them, come and join me tomorrow morning, and I'll show you where we find them in the pre-market. We're in these things every day. EXEL. Anybody short? Anybody like shorting? Anybody here short? I love shorting. Whatever goes up comes down twice as fast. This stock right here, right in the morning, 1550, went all the way down to 1225. By the way, why do you think that stock kept going down? Why do you think it went down? That's right, a big supply. Why do you think it bounced at 1225? There was a demand out there. How do we know that? You probably would see a big, chances are you would see a big iceberg order out there on a high frequency trade. It's called program trading also. NTNX is another one, a new IPO that came out. Anyone saw this one? This is a great stock that came out just this week. This thing ran from like $37 up to $46. They're there, guys. They're there. You just got to surround yourself with educated professional traders to show you where to look and where to find them. Because, if you really think about the potential income that you can make in trading, I mean, I don't need to convince anybody on this, but there's a lot of money you could make. And that's why a lot of people want to get into finance, because it pays a lot of money. It's the business that you're in. Listen, we know what the maximum you could make as a cashier at the supermarket, right? No supermarket's could be paying you $100,000 a year to be a cashier. But if you take that job, there's a cap. When it comes trading in the market, we're getting in this industry because we know it's one of the highest paying salaries in the industry. But to learn how to trade on something with a high salary, you got to learn the people that do it every day. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, if it's not me, it better be somebody. But don't be the self-taught individual, because that's where people fail. Because and also most importantly, listen, I know some of you have gone out there and you've probably read a lot of articles and says, there's a lot of scammers out there. There's people trying to just sell you their books and their indicators. I can't help what's out there. Listen, there's a lot of colleges that that my son's going to school, and let me tell you, I think they're scammers too, to try to convince all these students to get student loans, which they can't afford it. I don't know if you ever thought about that, but what I tell people what to do, go out there, sample a little bit of everyone's product, and you're not going to learn how to trade in an hour. If you like what you hear, what's the worst thing could happen? You learn something, or you find out it's not for you. But you got to go out there and try a little bit of everything. because every one of you need a mentor. Every single one of you. And not one, you might need several, which is okay. Listen, I went to high school. Why did I have, I had one mentor in elementary school, and I had 9 periods, and in those 9 periods, I had a different teacher every time. Some were good, some were terrible. Some were the best I've ever had in my life. Same thing in college. So, but I could tell you this, I'm not where I am today because I didn't go to school, So we all have mentors. So if you want to learn, and do the things, and you want the best job in the world, spend more time with your family, spend time with friends, buy those nice, great gifts that you always wanted, that you thought you could never afford, then just do it right the first time. The most important thing you need to do is you got to surround yourself, with great traders. Listen, Steve Jobs, one of the greatest entrepreneurs and CEOs ever lived. And he always said the greatest things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people. Okay? So if you're at home by yourself trading with your 6 monitors and, versus not trading with a group of people, it's going to take you, it's going to be a lot difficult to go where you are today. You have to be part of a family. You got to be part of a team, and you don't have to actually physically go somewhere. You just got to have a good connection to people out there. So what I like to do, everybody, is I like to invite all of you guys to come in my trading room, which is live. Okay, you'll get live audio broadcasting. You'll see live executions. You'll see students trading with each other. And the most important thing I want you guys to learn is I don't want you to judge me on the winners. Okay, I want you to judge me on the losers, because the losers, everyone has a problem taking losses. All right, and watch how we control the losses. We don't win on every trade, and if anyone ever told you that, they're lying. But what I think most people have a problem with is they don't know how to control the losses. So come and watch the hundreds of students of Cyber Trading University and see how well they're doing, and watch how I get them all focused and ready to trade in the morning. Now, before I tell you how to register or get in there, I want you to guys keep in mind, everybody, when you log in at Cyber Trading University, you can have a dashboard, you can have a couple of videos. The most important thing you could do at Cyber Trading University is that when you do register, call our office, talk to one of our education advisors. Guys, I just want to be honest with you. If you don't want to learn from us, that's okay. We're not, we respect your business. We don't need the business, but we respect it, Don't be scared. We're not going to, if you don't want to move forward, CTU, you don't have to, but at least, get your feet wet and educate yourself a little bit. And utilize the products and everything that we do offer. So if you want to learn, and you want to learn today, and you want to learn, for someone that was a school that was ranked #1 school 6 years in a row, this is all we ask. For $38, that's it. $38. It's not a lot of money. Money back guaranteed. I want you to join me for 7 days in the trading room. Okay, 1 week. The reason why is because you can have beginner's luck. You can have a bad day in the market, but I want you to see the consistency. This room is going to be opened for all day from 8:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. I want you to try it out. The $38, I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, it just covers the cost for the webinar technology. We spend a lot of money on technology. I'm just trying to break even, because if you do like what we do, then you'll subscribe. If you don't, and you don't like it, listen, we'll give you money back. We don't need the $38, okay? We're not keeping the lights on. But at least, just go out there and make a small investment. You can call us at 877-70-CYBER, or you could just register right on our website at ctucorp.com. Now, let me just get you the link over here. I'll put it in there for you. Now, in the meantime, does anyone have any questions? Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Here's the link. If you go to Cyber Trading University, you can even go to ctu.co. Let me just put this link for you. There you go. Does anyone have any questions in the meantime? Well, Well, Derek, I guess it's not expensive, right? If Derek was like, wow, it's expensive for level 2. Eric, Derek, expensive is a tough way of explaining in a way of what's expensive. Spending $38 to learn how to make $100,000. I don't know if that's really, expensive. So it's really not that hard. Yeah, I know. So like I said, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, and thank you for coming. Yeah, level 3, yes, Fred. You know what? You can buy it. It's not a lot. Yeah, you're right. It's like $15 a month. But you know what's incredible? What bothers me, Fred? People still will go out there and said, well, why do I got to pay $15? My brokerage firm still gives it to me for free. Listen, if anyone here thinks that you're not going to spend money to be successful at something, you're in the wrong business. You don't need to spend a lot of money, but you're not going to get it for free. It's a lot of work. Remember, you don't work for free. My dad always taught me, he says, son, you don't want nothing for free, you just want a good deal. That's all. When somebody says, if anyone offers you anything for free, don't take it. Give him $1, give him something, because that means you're going to owe him. All right? There's obviously a catch. So I always like to pass my dad's wisdom over to everyone else. Do we have a platform? Well, listen, you know what? If you have one, that's great. But honestly, don't worry about it. You really don't need one. All you want to do is 3 words. Look, listen, and learn. That's all you need to do. Don't worry about platforms, brokerage firms. Just learn from true professionals and go from there. Yeah, there you go, Peter. You see that? I like that one. I'm going to use that one. Peter's got a good one. He says credit cards are free, but the interest rate will kill you. Yeah. We give you free this, free that, beautiful card, everything, right? You're more than welcome, Don. Thank you very much. And thank you, everybody. I know some people, I'm glad, thanks, MTI, for having me here. Listen, MTI is a great established company, been around for a long time, and, there's no real conflict out here regarding about the 2 separate companies. We just feel that, if you really want to learn this or you want to understand certain markets, because, I have a lot of students here at CyberTrade University that want to understand about what is Forex, how does it work, and we tell them, listen, we're not going to teach you, go to MTI, but when you want to learn about stocks and swing trading, we're not going to act like the jack of all trades. We're going to get the biggest professionals out there and teach you. So listen, if you really want to know the truth of how it works, you got to see it live in the market. Yes, I believe this was recorded. Absolutely. All right. Any other questions? By the way, I'd like to thank a couple of people just registering right now. Jack Moore, appreciate it. Listen, when you log in and you register, just please make sure you talk to one of the education advisors, because of so they can at least advise you exactly what you're looking at. You always get people like, wow, I see so many things going on, but I don't know what am I supposed to do and this and that. Well, that's why you need to talk to one of the staff here at CTU. All right. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, Tom, you can use Forex. Listen, like I told you, a lot of the, the discipline, the psychology, and the software that we use, as in like journaling and stuff, you could apply towards the Forex market too. Absolutely. Any other questions? No problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everybody for coming here. Hopefully everybody learned something. That's the most important thing. And if I don't see you tomorrow, maybe we'll look at future events. And listen, the only main advice I can give to everybody is this. You need to learn before you can earn. You could lose all your money in the market. The most important advice I can give everyone, if you don't move forward with MTI or CyberTrade University or anyone you're doing, but definitely learn from somebody, start out somewhere and see if it's for you. And if you like it, move forward. If it's not for you, at least you learn from true professionals that do it every day, and you can go from there. But remember, don't take education for granted. It is a very, very important tool when you're dealing with money on the line. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, MTI, for having me. Thank you, Renee, and thank you, everyone, for being here. I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow morning. All right? Bright and early.